Every time I hear that beat, I just want to bust out a freestyle. I don't know why. You can hear me, Keith?
What's up, y'all? We back with another great week of wrestling talks and thoughts. It's your boy. It's the ones, not the twos.
You already know, man. It's the big bad Hoochosaurus. You know what's going on, y'all.
Our other host, Jay McMahon, he'll be in a little while. But we are glad y'all are here with us this week. We got a couple of topics that we're going to talk about that's been coming from last Wednesday up until tonight. We'll cover Ring of Honor, Final Battle, NXT Deadline coming up this weekend. Also, a couple other things thrown in here or there. So let's get into it. First topic, we are going to cover William Regal. William Regal has left pretty much. I think as of last week, he is gone. And he is going back to WWE from what the reports are saying. What you think, Ant?
I think AEW dropped the ball with this one. I'm not gonna lie. They really had dropped the ball with him. William Regal's a lot. He's a guy that a lot of people in the back respect. Hold on one second.
Nah, that's a fact. He definitely is.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, they respect him hard. Like, to see that none of the guys did, how they would to hear what's going on, but you can't believe everything you read. But to hear what's going on, saying a lot of guys wasn't jacking that they needed to learn from him and stuff like that was crazy. Like the Adam Pages and stuff like that, all these young guys. Like, I respect Adam Page. If that's true about him, that's really messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still fresh in this game. A lot of people don't really know you outside of the States. You know what I'm saying, Hangman? Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think AEW, I love AEW. I love wrestling, period. I think they just dropped the ball with William Regal with his creative mind and how he did. Like, come on.
Yeah, not just that, but like even vets, like you can always learn. It's always stuff you can learn from other people all the time. Like, you can never say there's nothing that this person can or can't teach you. Yeah, so it's always a lot of stuff you can learn from a lot of people, for real. So to say like it's nothing that he can teach you is wild. Plus, I mean, some of the other reports, were saying how he didn't like, a lot of the backstage stuff, which is a lot of what a lot of people have been saying for the longest time. So I'm not mad. I think it's one of them things, man. Like, it's just like everybody else that has left or that's going back. Like, they left under that old regime, and Triple H is righting a lot of wrongs, especially people that should have never gotten let go. William Regal is definitely one of those people who should have not gotten let go at all.
I agree with you.
I feel like that's just righting his wrongs with a lot of stuff. Righting the wrong, not his wrongs. Righting the wrongs with a lot of stuff that was done while he was, at home recovering from heart surgery.
Even if the storyline is going where I think it's going, with him replacing old boy on Raw, what's his name?
As a backstage producer.
Yeah, not the on-screen dude, the bald head dude that was running around with Sonya Deville. What's his name?
I know you're talking about. I can't even.
Adam Pearce.
Yeah, Adam Pearce. Yeah.
You see how he can't control nobody on Raw. He can't. You see what happened with him and Lashley like that. I could see them kind of bringing in William Regal to story mode wise, but we know he's gonna be backstage. But I could see them bringing in Regal to come and take that control because people respect Regal. Wrestlers respect William Regal, no matter where he goes.
I mean,
and I think it's gonna be a big W regardless where they put him. If they put him back on NXT, that would be great. But if they put him back on NXT, a lot of the old stuff we will see again because he is a big factor of the old stuff that we used to see. And they put him on Raw.
Him and Shawn working together would be great.
Yeah, him and Shawn be working together like this, even with Eric Young. I think they're bringing him back for a backstage role, to be honest with you. I think Eric in ring, I think he don't want to wrestle no more, to be honest with you.
He still has a lot to give. He still has a lot to give in ring, though.
Yeah, but do you bring him back? You bring EY back with the original sanity, or do you give him a new sanity?
New. At
And
this point,
you replace Killian Dane too?
I don't know. Killian, I would bring back. I don't know about Alexander Wolf. I don't know.
You don't know about Alexander Wolf?
Killian, I would bring back. Killian has been fire on the Indies. He's been very fire on the Indies since he got let go.
So who would you bring back for the third male? I mean, or somebody on the roster, or somebody that's not there. There's got to be. I don't know if you pick another big guy or somebody like athletic.
Probably somebody that's not there, to be honest.
Or like a Jonah.
Yeah, because I don't even think he's in New Japan anymore, right?
Nah, he was supposedly sign with the E, but I don't know.
He was supposed to be coming back, and then for whatever reason he hasn't. So I think he's just been doing indie bookings and just out there. But I don't know. I mean, Eric Young's at a point that he definitely could do a lot of stuff backstage, but also he's I don't think he's done in ring. I don't think his in ring career is done.
I think he's done. If they don't give him sanity, I don't see him doing anything.
But sanity and violent, it's crazy. His last two gimmicks are pretty much the same. Like Violent by Design is just a different variation of sanity. To be honest with you, same thing where he has the group, he's the leader. They're all crazy. Same thing.
I'm here for it though. If they bring back Killian,
I like Violent by Design personally. I thought
if they take somebody from the main roster, to add to them, let me see.
I mean, not even that. You could always pluck some NXT guys that need to get brought up, put them, in the right role with them, whether it's people that's already been on TV or people that haven't.
Well, like a Joe Gacy?
Nah, Gacy's already got, stuff going on. So,
shout out to Noah.
Sloan, what's good, big dog?
Shout out Sloan, the big Seuss.
I do Young Dane and Priest. Priest is already in something, so I wouldn't take him. Yeah. I wouldn't take him out of what he's doing and put him in something that's damn near similar for real.
I'm trying to think who is backstage that's not doing nothing right now that would fit in there. Oh, I got it. Nah, I can't see Robert Roode doing that. Never mind.
Nah, I mean I don't know. Robert Roode could do. He's one of them people. He could do a lot. He could do anything, in my opinion. So,
yeah, I don't know. I'm here for it though. I see we getting back to the era of factions, and I love factions. I think there's too many factions.
He definitely is getting back to factions.
Yeah, because it now gets everybody on TV now. Now you can't be like, oh, I don't see so-and-so. Well, so-and-so is in the faction. They on TV. Look at Judgment Day. Nobody had hope in Judgment Day when they switched to Finn Balor. I'm not going to lie. I was one of them people saying, I don't know where this is going.
A lot of people. They counted Judgment Day out once Finn took
Judgment Day, yeah. Everybody was like, yo, when Triple H takes over, there's no more Judgment Day. But look, Judgment Day is over. As much as we hate Dom is, I don't know if he's getting heat because he can't wrestle or they getting heat because they don't like him. I can't tell you. But I know he's getting heat, boy.
I think it's more of the wrestling, but last night he didn't look bad. I like that he was being featured by himself last night. Like he finally got some singles.
Power,
Nothing against
Valor. Nothing against him.
It really don't matter who it's against, though. He just finally is getting some singles burn. Like he really ain't been like everything he's been doing has been with the group. Even though the group came out with him, it was still him in a singles match.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't bad. It was not bad. What did you think about Raw last night?
Raw was, I'm not gonna lie, Raw was all right last night. Because we're not gonna have a WWE pay-per-view for like 7 weeks, I think. It's like 7 weeks to the next pay-per-view. So these slow burn stories you see kind of burning up with the New Day, Street Profits, and you kind of see what they're going to do with Street Profits and Judgment Day.
Because I don't think we're going to get anything until Rumble.
Yeah, facts.
They took away the day one pay-per-view. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think it's anything till Rumble now. So it gives it a long time to build a lot of the matches for Rumble.
yeah.
A lot of things that could happen in the Rumble match with the men and women. So I
You
definitely,
see
I
the Rhea.
definitely,
We seen the Rhea and Becky stare down last night.
yep. Rhea,
You know, that looked like
Rhea getting back into her singles bag,
yeah, that's
which
a
I like a
fact.
lot.
That's a fact. We had two great triple threat matches with Oscar and them. Well, the one with
Yeah,
Oscar
those.
Bailey and that was fire.
Were you surprised with the Alexa winning?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can't say I was. I was very shocked with that one. Cause I'm like, and then I wasn't. Cause now I'm kind of saying, we got like you got to think we don't got we got 7 weeks for another pay per view to give us Bailey and Becky now. Kind of like let that build up more. I
Yeah,
didn't. When Alexa won, I was like, all right, I see what you could do with this now. You're building. You're not giving us what we want right away. You're not pulling a Tony Khan like here, take it now without no story
yeah,
building. Just take it because it's a great match. Nah, we're gonna build this up. They haven't met in the ring in 3 years. We're gonna build this up. We're gonna build this up and build it. We got 7 weeks to slow burn, slow cook it, like a
yeah.
pig. That's a fact.
I think
That's
Alexa and
exactly what.
Bailey. Alexa still got a lot to do in the ring though. Like it's been a while since she was women's champion. A lot of people forget that she's 3-time women's. She's a Grand Slam women's champion. A lot of people forget that she's held the both the Raw and SmackDown women's titles and the
One of the first. One of the first.
she was the first actually.
Yeah.
She was the first. So a lot of people forget that a lot of people count her out because of everything that happened with the whole Bray Wyatt thing and that whole story. I think Alexa still got a lot of work to do, to be honest with you. So
And I see they leading back to that story too, and I'm here for it because the way
I
it
mean, they have
ended.
to address it. You kind of got to
Yeah,
because the way it ended with her screwing over him in a sense, it's like we kind of got to talk about it.
yeah, we got to talk about that. Like, why'd you do it? Well, what was your point?
Is
We
your
got to
coffee
talk
good?
about that. So I'm here for it.
What's going on, fellas?
I'm
It's
definitely
good,
here
man.
for it.
All right.
Definitely here for it. What else we had on there? Dolph Ziggler returned on Raw to attack Theory during the Mustafa Ali and
That as much as I don't
Austin
like
Theory
Dolph,
match.
and y'all know I'm very vocal about not liking Dolph with Theory.
That's
I
a fact,
liked it because they circled back to that story when Dolph was just there, when he was kind of stalking Theory during Theory's last title run. They're circling back to it, and I like that. Long-term storytelling. I like how you tell the story. You drop it, people be like, "Well, damn, what happened with that?" They just da da da. Nah, Theory moves on to something else. Then Dolph pops back up when he gets that title back, and they circle back to it for a feud. I like it.
All
And
right.
you add Mustafa in there.
All right, my bad. I know I came in late, but I kind of want to backtrack and comment on the last stuff y'all talked about already.
Nah,
Um,
that's good.
so the William Regal situation. I know Ant was like saying that AEW dropped the ball. They really didn't because he had an out clause in his contract. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they released him or they was just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We got to go. If he's like, yo, I'm ready to go, or I'm no longer going to do this, he had that in his contract. Um,
Yeah, I
so
said they dropped the ball by how they was acting backstage, like the respect they were showing him that that he wasn't getting from a lot of them wrestlers.
but you know what it is too. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them are like, all right, well, he left, so he wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how when you break up with your girl or a girl break up with you, whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? When y'all together, everything is great. But then as soon as y'all break up, and she, you know what I'm saying, she with her homegirls or the next guy, oh, you know what I'm saying, and she talking about how bad you was, how much you was trash, and how you was this and this, that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what it was, that situation. Um, with Eric Young coming back, I feel like now what will be fire is if, you know what I'm saying, Eric Young, I mean, I know y'all said Killian Dane or Alexander Wolf, one of them two. Um, But you would have to get some kind of husky hillbilly looking guy to try to add to it, or somebody crazy. Now they can throw Nikki Cross back in there. You know what I'm saying? Then you
Yeah,
throw
they
Nikki,
are. They are. They most definitely are gonna do that with Dickie.
and then whoever, you know what I'm saying, Bray adds to his whatever his the Wyatt six, and you have Alexa, and then depending on how many members have that could be like a little, you know, feud or whatever with that faction. What else should I talk
Yeah, I
about?
would love to see them in a War Games match.
That would be fire. Going that triple threat match, I didn't like either one of them. It was, I feel like as of late, the women has been botching like crazy. Like I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on. Like if they just been
they
getting,
probably need a break.
huh?
It's definitely
They
been
probably need a
botches.
break.
Yeah.
They probably
Yeah,
need some rest. That's probably
It
what
was
it
a
is.
lot. It was some botches in that Theory and Mustafa match too.
yeah, because like I know Alexa tried to jump off. No, somebody tried to jump off Alexa's back. I think Oscar tried to jump off
No,
Alexa's.
Oscar
Yeah,
tried
Oscar,
to jump
yeah.
off of Bailey's back, and
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, was it Oscar? Yeah, Oscar tried to jump off Bailey's back, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if she slipped or Bailey like dropped her back or something. It looked like she slipped though when she was going up.
I
Then
think
in the
Bailey's
Theory,
body couldn't take the weight. That's what it looked like.
yeah, then in the Theory and in Mustafa match, when Mustafa went for the Hurricane Rana, Theory held onto the rope too long, so it was like it looked like a messed up power bomb almost or something.
That manhandle slam was kind of trash. Also,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
The
don't.
one on
this,
the apron.
Yeah, like, I think Nikki was scared. She was just like, but I knew Alexa was gonna win going into it, because if you think about it, last week, when they was talking to Bianca, like, and asking about, you know, the War Games victory, like Alexa was just sitting there in a trance, like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, all right, they're gonna have to like shed some light on that. So that's how I knew Alexa was gonna win. I think she's gonna beat Bailey next week because we tired of seeing Bailey and Bianca.
yep.
So um, so yes, I definitely think she's gonna win that. I didn't really. I need to go back and watch the Dominic and Akira Tozawa match.
It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. Like Dominic's starting to they're starting to build him a little better. I definitely think he has to do a lot more singles matches. Whether he's winning or losing, he just has to look better in the matches.
Right,
But you know, giving him a couple wins off of some catering guys ain't bad.
right, exactly. All right, give Theory versus Ziggler 20 minutes and it would be fire.
I agree. I'm not
Yeah, it was
y'all
fire the first time
not
they
a
did it.
Ziggler
The
fan,
first
but
time, the first couple matches they had was off the hook on Raw.
I knew Alexa was gonna win because you look at the poster of the
Yeah.
matches. Bailey and Alexa are on the seventh. I knew it.
I didn't pay attention to that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, they're
Okay, Noah. You might know a little Noah. Okay.
Little Noah dropping knowledge.
But yeah, I think it's a different match that we normally that when you think about like those two triple threats, the people you thought were gonna win, I don't think Alexa was in that at all. Like mostly on the women's side, you figured it was either gonna be Asuka or Becky. And then on the other side, you thought it was either gonna be Rhea or Bailey anyway. So
yeah, nah, I already knew Alexa's gonna win her match. Before even going into once I saw, I was like, yeah, Alexa's gonna win. I don't know, like I said, from when Bianca was talking about War Games and Alexa was just sitting there, like she wanted to like say something, like, yo, like, you know, I was there too, or it wasn't just about you, but you know, she didn't. What was I going to touch base on?
what else happened last night? Lashley
Yeah,
and
Seth.
Seth's outfits are getting crazy.
Yeah.
No,
Rest in peace to Petey Williams.
whew, fuck out of Petey. To Petey,
Yeah,
real.
I saw his soul. I saw his whole soul just leave his body. I heard the music and everything.
Hey, bro, Seth's outfits is getting crazy though. That nigga is definitely
Yeah,
in Becky's closet.
Yeah. especially last week. I think one of y'all commented. It was
through.
like, yeah, because
Had on the sheer.
Yeah, the shit. Yeah,
he had the Magic Mike outfit on last night.
That joint last night was kind of fire though. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't like the one last week with the sheer, but that joint last night was fire. I wouldn't wear it, but
I told him man on Twitter, I'm gonna pull that outfit out for the summer. I'm telling you.
You gotta wear the platform 70s heels too, dog.
That's a fact, nigga.
Heel boot shoe.
So what did y'all think of Solo getting the Umaga DLC moveset package?
Yeah, that was a fact.
You know what's great? If you pay attention to even his NXT stuff, he's been doing it the whole time.
Right.
He was winning the overdrive last night with it, but he's honestly been doing it the whole time and kind of been adding here or there. So, and it was perfect for him to do that, you know, on the anniversary of his death. So it was definitely a dope way to pay homage.
Right.
That's a fact. It was real dope.
Kill
real dope.
In the process.
Yeah, man. He left my man Riddle. He left my man Riddle kind of riddled, man.
Well, I think they were taking Riddle off TV for a little while anyway. So that was just their way of doing it.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, they really have nothing to do with him. Really, you know what I'm saying? He's not really doing so much.
Yeah, and that him and Elias thing was not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, but what they're doing? They're building on, you know what I'm saying, whenever Randy decides to come back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Randy's definitely that's gonna be his talking point. Like, yo, I've been gone and you've been, you know what I'm saying, you're going to find partner after partner after partner. Like, so.
I don't think Randy's coming back, bro.
At all.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah.
With this last surgery, I don't think he's coming back at all. It sounds
not looking good for Randall.
Yeah, it sounds good, but I think his career might actually be done now.
Either that or he's gonna be real part time.
Because at the end of he's getting to a point where he might not even be able to pick the grandkids up in the wheelchair. Like, I wouldn't even risk that at all. Like, you did enough, you gave enough. Like, I'm cool with you going off in the sunset now. Right?
Yeah, but it sucks the way you got to go out.
I mean, yeah, of course, definitely. But at this point, I mean, yeah, everybody want to go out on their own merit, but sometimes God puts certain things in front of you like that for a reason. So I definitely think that's exactly what's going on with him.
All right. So Noah says a lot of people have to retire soon. Randy, AJ, Brock, Lashley. WWE needs to focus on the future going forward, or it's going to be bad. AJ, you know, it's funny. I don't feel that way because I mean, a lot of them can still go. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, if they were like hindering or they weren't, you know what I'm saying, doing as much. But if you think about it, none of them have titles. You know what I'm saying? So they're all kind of like developing. You know what I'm saying? To help develop the newer talent. But you know, Lashley been fighting Ali for the past couple weeks. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Lashley too old though. Lashley and AJ are two that I'm like, nah, they still are at the top of their game. I don't see like the matches or the in-ring skills diminishing yet. Once you start seeing them diminish and the matches don't look how they were looking at first, then that's when it's like, all right, now Lashley's still hitting you with that spear like he was 22.
Right.
You know what I mean? AJ's still hitting that phenomenal forearm like he's 25, 26 again. So he ain't flying as high, but he's still flying.
That's a fact.
So definitely.
And I think they are focused on the future. They focusing on guys like Mustafa, Austin Theory, Solo, Riddle, who else? Gargano, Dexter Lumis.
Freaking Ricochet, which shockingly I did not expect him to win that World Cup tournament.
I didn't either. I really thought that Santos was gonna win that. Right. That was shocking. Very shocking.
And they focusing on Santos Escobar. Look what they doing. You know, they
Yeah,
got a future. The future's bright. Santos could be like another Andrade, man.
they def- the crazy thing is though, like WWE's future is bright. Even with the people in NXT, people don't really believe in a lot of them right now. But once they get put on the main roster and they get molded and turned certain ways, and there's other people out here. It's not just who's in NXT and who WWE has right now. You have a lot of young guys in the Indies. You have a lot of young guys in AEW that's not gonna stay in AEW forever. You got some
Yeah,
guys in TNA Impact that are young that may not be there forever. I thought Chris Bay and Trey Miguel would be two guys that could come over, but they both just signed at least 5-year contracts. So they're at least there into their early because they're I think if I might be wrong, but I think they're both in like their mid 20s, mid to late 20s.
yeah. I think Chris
So
Bay like 26 years old.
and I think Trey Miguel's around the same. So they're at least there till they're 32, but in wrestling years, 32 is young. 32
Yeah,
is relative. That's when you, in a sense, hit your prime. So that's still a great time for them to come over. So there's still time. There, the future, the company's definitely has a bright future, regardless. A lot of people feel like once Randy is like what the last of the him and Cena are pretty much the end of the ruthless aggression, right?
Right. Yeah.
and Rey Mysterio.
Mysterio's more that. Well, I guess he is the ruthless aggression, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that was
yeah.
around the time the invasion and hell, he's the
Yep.
last in the WCW that's still wrestling, except for a couple of the cruiserweights are still in Japan and Mexico going. But for the most part, Ray is like the last one. Well, Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
I don't know how I always forget about this. Hey, man.
Fellas,
Ah,
guess who's back in the motherfucking house?
Ain't seen this man in about 7-8 months, man. You all right? You good,
yeah,
buddy?
he's alive.
Like a
He's
slave.
alive.
All right.
They got your boy working like a slave on that slave ship, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, brother. You get into the bag, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
They got your boy working like a slave. What's up, fellas? Hey, long time no see. It's good to see y'all, man.
Long time no see, man.
Word.
Oh, yo, quick shout out, real quick. First off, as I do have the hoodie on, I want to shout out the wrestling club. Hey, I'm a real bro. I wish, and all of us, we're at that 35 plus. And you about to be there, so you with us. Oh, I wish they had stuff like we had teachers that did stuff like this, like that dedicated and took what they love, found other kids and implemented it, not just into the school for them, especially, I mean, for you guys, all three of y'all being from New York, y'all know, like, it's easy to get caught up in the streets. Super easy. And this brother, he literally, like, took something he loved and was like, hey, I'm gonna start a club at school for other kids. And it started with like 5 kids. And it's grown to like a huge program to the point that they're starting to do this at other schools across the country. They dropped some merch a couple weeks ago, about a month and a half, almost 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Because he wants to take the kids to WrestleMania this year. So I definitely support it. I caught me a hoodie, I got a shirt. I'll put the link in the chat if you guys they're still selling merch. If you guys want to definitely support, but
Yeah, definitely drop the link.
that shit's fire to me, bro. Like I said, I wish I had something like that when I was in school. Because
So he has kids making merch like the wrestling club merch.
yeah, so it's he had a designer hit him up, and came up with the logo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he already had the name, the wrestling club. They came up with the logo, and then they dropped some merch. It was a couple things, hoodies in different colors, shirts. All proceeds from it going towards the kids, going to like being able to fund the kids to go to LA for WrestleMania. WWE definitely supports them a lot. I think AEW is starting to get into it a little bit now. Wrestlers come to the school all the time. Like,
Okay.
they definitely the wrestling community in general definitely been supporting them. So it's
that's a
real.
fact. Even Will
That's dope.
Ospreay supports him. Will Ospreay supports him. He's all the way in Japan.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just had a little feud with Grayson Waller. That just was kind of funny.
Yeah, they got a feud going on with Grayson Waller. Yeah, they got a feud going on. He be sending videos to them and all that, cutting
Yeah, they be like
promos
doing
towards
videos
them.
back and forth, cutting promos.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's dope. And it's on Twitter?
Yeah, for the most part, they have an Instagram page too. They just started. But most of the stuff is on Twitter, like the back and forth that they do. So like the
It's on Twitter,
record them, he'll record a video that they did. He'll at Grayson Waller. Grayson will record a video going back at them. Like that shit fire for real.
That's a fact.
That's dope. So
we
what was
miss
that?
you. Hey man, we miss you though, man. So
I
much,
miss that too.
Hey man, it's too much to go back and talk about.
I was listening to y'all while I was trying to get everything set up, and I was like, they're starting late. I was like, I could go to bed or I could join the show. I was like, let me join the show. I was like, let me hop in, man. I was like,
what's sleep when you get to hang with friends, man? You know?
I was like, forget sleep. Hang with the boys.
Who do you
hang with the fellas?
It's like, who cares about sleep? But yeah, I was like, nah, let me get on this, man. I was like, I ain't see y'all in a minute. I told Jay I was gonna be out for a minute. I was like, because the way this is crazy. I won't be able to cover the hours where we can go live. So when I seen y'all starting late, I was like, all right, boom. I was like, because I thought about it, I seen it, and then I seen Ant and Jay up like, yo, we going live? And then Jay was like, we going live in a few. And then when I seen the link, when I seen the description, I'm sorry, the notification drive, I just walked in the crib and I was like, all right, let me jump on, let me hop on. I was like, let me hop on. But yeah, man, let's finish talking what y'all was talking about, man. Before we get into that, Austin Theory got the United States title.
Mr. The vibe, Sean. That's why I'm happy you here now. I was a lone guy in here, man.
I see the picture you posted, Ed. I was like, yes, I like that. I was like, I gave it a love. I know Sean was rolling his eyes. He was like, oh God, not again.
I was, bro. I didn't.
You gotta admit, Keys, the picture was fire, Keys.
Hey man, first off,
I love the picture.
I get what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Triple H is doing this time.
Mm-hmm.
What Vince was doing was trash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why y'all were behind it, but it was trash.
Mm-hmm.
I do like I like the whole thing, like y'all said, like Aaron said, me and him had talked about it before, where he was tore down again for the umpteenth time, but this time he was built stronger.
Yeah,
he's being built the right way. As much as y'all know, I don't know if you heard this part. As much as I don't like Dolph, I like this feud with Dolph. I like them circling back to the feud with Dolph, where they kind of teased it dropped off, and now they're picking it back up. I like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does have a bright future. I still don't see him being WWE champion ever, but anything can happen.
So I want y'all opinion on this comment.
Okay. Theory has a better future than MJF, in my opinion. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. So I know.
I agree.
Listen.
I agree.
Let me say this. Let me just say it. So to go to what Key says and then go to that comment real quick. I'm gonna speed through it as quick as possible. So like what Sean was saying, like you like how they kind of like tore him down, and I don't see it as, because I get what you're saying, because they took the briefcase away. They had him try to attempt to cash in on Seth. He failed, but then wound up landing a triple threat match and wound up actually winning the triple threat match. And he outsmarted them in the match, which I thought, in my opinion, was them trying to legitimize him versus the take on people rejecting him and him just getting the briefcase and just being catapulted to the top without having any kind of like natural progression, right? So in some capacity, like, because people felt like, there was no natural progression in his character. It was like he came onto the main roster, he was liked by Vince, he got the briefcase, he's favored, they're gonna push him to the top, boom, boom, boom. It was like we didn't get a chance to really embrace him on the main roster. So I felt like they kind of slowed down his pace a little bit by legitimizing him and beating Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins in that match, and especially like how they had him win, like he just rolled over in a pin, after the spear and suplex. So I
Yeah.
feel like this natural progression is going to legitimize him as a competitor to be more convincing in his role, and have him like they're giving him like more of a meaner streak as a heel, kind of put him in a place of where he's having spats with these performers, so we can like kind of embrace him a little bit more and get more better of a feel of him. The other thing is as far as him being having a brighter future than MJF. He does have a bigger promotion behind him. He does have a better push. If AEW can really reach up to that same level of Raw, then I think that I think that MJF overall, I'm not gonna say that Austin Theory is better on the mic than MJF. I'm not gonna say his character is better than MJF because it's not. MJF is definitely, like top heel, great heel. But as far as what he can accomplish as far as heights, I think, with WWE being there, yes. As far as him being better than MJF, I think he still has some things to work out in his character. However, cannot deny how effortless it is for Austin Theory to grab the mic and cut a promo like a heel and give you a straight promo with no problem. No problem. And I was saying that for the longest. I was like, yo, just look at how he just grabs the mic, gets on, cuts a promo, no problem. He's not stuttering, he's not disrupted. He knows what he's gonna say. He knows his direction. He knows he's gonna go. Boom, boom, boom. The only thing he needs to do is just work in a little bit more charisma, and it's magic. That's it. Like when he finds that character like a Austin, like a Rock, like a Cena, when he finds that character that works, it's magic.
Nah, I can agree with that. That was a tough one just because they both do a lot of things different, not too much similar. MJF is gold on that mic. You put that
He's
mic,
gold.
yeah, you put that mic in his hand, he don't miss. He does
He don't.
not miss at all. In ring wise, I think he was better on the indies than he's been in AEW the entire
Who's
time.
that? MJ?
MJF.
Mhm.
His indie work was way better in ring wise, at least. I think AEW has helped his mic skills a lot more. It was there because it's been there since day one, since the first day he started cutting promos. It's been there.
Yeah.
Theory is getting better on the mic, like you said. Like he's definitely getting better. I think that's the biggest thing MJF has over him is the mic. In ring wise, Theory might be a little right as of right now. Might be a little bit better. But also with this world title, we are going to start to see a lot more from MJF. He is going to have to wrestle. There's a lot of matches that he can bullshit through, but there's going to be a lot of matches that he's going to have to wrestle. So Theory's going to wrestle anyway. Every match, non-title, title, whatever, he's going to wrestle every match. So, I think we have to wait because they're both young. They're about the same age. I say give it 5 years and we'll really be able to tell who's going to overall have the better career. I think 5 years will be able to tell you, even though MJF got the world title right now, I won't count that against Theory not having because of the company, like you said. Easier for MJF to get a world title in AEW than it would be for Theory to get one in WWE right now.
Right.
Yeah, because Roman holds them hostage.
Well, not just Roman, but if you look at the list that's in front of him, it's longer than the list that would be in front of MJF.
Which is true.
It's easy for MJF to kind of skip a couple people in that list.
Yeah.
Compared to Theory having to do Evil Knievel jumps to get to get there because that list is a lot longer. So but I honestly will still say give it 5 years. Whether within that 5 years MJF is in WWE 2024,
Yeah.
the bidding war of 2024, or if
Right.
he's still in AEW, I still think in 5 years we'll know whose trajectory looks better, in my
I
opinion.
think it's gonna be less than 5 for some reason. Right now, I think 100% Theory's gonna be way better than MJF in the long run. He got like Sal was saying, he got the bigger promotion behind him. He got the bag behind him.
Yeah.
I think he's more talented than MJF in the ring. He's been putting on banger week after week, no matter who you throw him in the ring with. I'm glad they went back to him and Dolph, because those matches that they had on Raw were fire, and they were candidates for matches of the year. Definitely candidates for matches of the year. Definitely candidates, top 5 matches of the year. Yeah, I am smoking. But listen, Theory's the future, bro. Theory's gonna be better than John Cena. I'm telling you, that's all I got. That's how I'm gonna end it. Theory is gonna be better than John Cena.
Theory, I definitely agree that Theory has the. I believe I agree with you, Ed, because I want Theory to be better than John Cena. I believe he can be. He has the potential. And the thing about it is, like I was saying before, is that the difference between MJF and Theory is that MJF has his character already. Like MJF knows who he is. He already knows I'm a heel. I'm an a-hole. I'm gonna sell this out as much as possible. Jay, can you put that comment back up again? Because I don't want to ignore what Noah said. He says, I think AEW is going to F over MJF worse than WCW did Goldberg. I don't think so. No, because
did WCW mess over Goldberg?
Huh?
No. I don't think WCW messed over Goldberg.
I think in a capacity that because how Goldberg was pushed to be like this next big thing, and then like when he lost the streak, they never kind of put the title back over him. They just used whatever. They just used that streak and used his star power for that moment, that time, and then they never kind of like circled back to giving him the gold.
And I think so for that comment, that would more go with Jade right now. Because in my opinion, the way Jade is being built is in that Goldberg-esque type light where she's undefeated. She's what, 50-0 now, or coming up on 50-0, something like that. And like you said, like once she loses,
like 42, 43.
Where do we go after she loses? I mean, she's got the TNT title, so TBS title. So of course, the next road for her would be the women's title. But does she stay undefeated when she goes into that women's title? Or does she take a loss, get rebuilt, then go into the women's title? Which that's the one I like. I'd rather her take a loss with the TNT title, get rebuilt, and then go into getting the women's title that way. Then if she continuing that undefeated streak going into the women's title.
Right. Like if like how I see it is like how it would keep her character strong is if she loses the title, if she loses while she has the TNT title, but however, when she goes after the heavyweight title, she wins it, that will keep her character strong. Right. Versus her losing while she has the TNT title, and then the character goes on to like elevate to like the women's title. Like if she just keeps going on and then it takes her a long time to get the women's title, it's going to take a lot of fire out of her, like out of her character. But if she goes on after she loses the TNT title to go on to win the women's title, it'll keep like more momentum to her character. But with MJF, I think MJF is like the new Flair, in my opinion. Like so for AEW, like he's a top heel that they can use to keep pushing the promotion. He's like another Flair.
All right, so I kind of want to go back and talk about Jade real quick. So it's worth noting. I don't know if y'all saw the pictures and videos. Jade was hanging out with Naomi.
With Naomi, yeah.
Oh, word?
He is a free agent.
So I mean, every girl can be some kind of talks, or because they just not randomly friends,
Yeah, winter is coming this next week though.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. From what a lot of stuff I know, kayfabe and everything behind the scenes in real life. A lot of these people hang out in real, like in the same circles.
I believe it.
So I don't think it's just we've never seen them publicly together.
Right.
And it could be also like I think, and if I remember from the Breakfast Club interview, she did, a lot of it is just a lot of the black women in wrestling are reaching out to each other, and behind the scenes, they're sticking together where people are trying to break them apart and compare them and da da da. They're staying strong together, whether they're in the same company, different companies. Same thing that the white guys has been doing for years. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them are in like 3-4 different companies and the best of friends. Like, I mean, we saw it with the Bullet Club the last like few years. They all may have been spread out in different companies, but they still vacation together, hang out together. You know what I mean? Chill at each other's houses and stuff like that. So people just don't think it happens with black wrestlers the same way, and it does.
So you think Naomi's going to AEW?
Nah.
You think Triple H may sign Naomi back?
Yeah.
He's probably gonna sign her back just so she doesn't go to AEW.
But I'm gonna be honest,
he'll be back for the Rumble.
Does he need her? Do they need Naomi?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. Naomi, Sasha, and Charlotte are needed on this roster right now, and it's been very evident the last couple weeks. I ain't even gonna go further back. I'll at least say the last month. It's been, especially on SmackDown.
Yeah.
As much as people don't like Charlotte, and we talk about this on Twitter all the time, as much as people don't like Charlotte for what the company has done to her character and made people dislike her, because Ashley is a great person, but the Charlotte Flair character is, you know what I mean? Like the way she's booked, it makes people hate her. But she's needed on, at least on the SmackDown side. I ain't gonna say the Raw side. At least on the SmackDown side, she's needed. Sasha's needed. Naomi's needed.
Right. They are.
Heavily.
Like Charlotte said that. She was like, right now since she's active, people don't really appreciate it. But when she's gone and it's all said and done, they're gonna look back like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? We needed, Charlotte was needed. You know what I'm saying? So you're absolutely right.
And it's not even about her being champion. Like, I'm not saying she's on SmackDown. I'll say it. Yeah, she's needed to be champion on SmackDown.
You like Ronda?
Well, I think
Ronda's got to go.
Ronda's got to go. Ronda.
I'll say, y'all know I've been from day one. That very first pay-per-view, she was fine. The one she did, the tag match with Angle and them, that was great. I was like, okay, she's about to be something. And she took that time off, and then she finally debuted, and it's been trash ever since.
Right. When she finally got in a match, in a singles competitors match, and we got to see her skill and see what she can do, it was just like,
Shayna's better.
This is what we got to look for. No.
Shayna's better, and Shayna's being held back right now.
She's being held back, but this is what I wanted to circle back to when I said, do we need Naomi? Because like you're right, like we do need Charlotte, we do need competitors like Naomi, like we need Sasha, we do need them, but they can fare with, like, if all they need to do, right, in my opinion, is take Shayna, have her turn on Ronda, take that belt off of Ronda, and push Shayna as a top heel. That's magic right there. They just go back to the same Shayna that they had from the roster. Then they have Rhea. They have Rhea as another heel that they can push as well. But then also now we have NXT, right? We have NXT. We have the women from the NXT. We have Mandy Rose, who can now be called up because she still got the belt, right?
Yeah, she does.
So once they take the belt off for her and they bring her back up to the main roster, now you got somebody else or more competitors to kind of build towards. But I get what you're saying, because with Naomi, with Sasha, you got people who are more seasoned who can, help build Ripley or build a Shayna. But I feel like after whatchamacallit, after Ronda and after Ronda and Bianca, we need Shayna and Ripley with those belts, in my opinion.
I'd
I'd rather see
I
Aaliyah
think they're
women's
definitely,
champ
from what I
run
can
than-
tell, it looks like they're building Rhea for that title. Rhea's definitely being built. On that SmackDown side, it's up in the air.
Yeah.
About it on SmackDown outside of Raquel, Shayna. Who else do you have?
I don't see Shot. I mean, I like Shotzi personally. Like me, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think with time, she can be built. The women are different than the men, right? Because
Shotzi has a lot of potential.
yeah, like with the men, it's hard to see certain people with the title. On the women's side, you can damn near put the title on anybody, to be honest. Damn near anybody.
You could.
I mean,
you could. Yeah, you could. You can get away with certain people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at Liv Morgan. I initially didn't think she was going to win it. She won it, and I was like, okay, I want to see how this goes. I don't think it went bad, but I think the booking could have been better for Liv. But once she had the title, and you see it on her, and I'm like, okay, this fits. I like this.
Yeah.
But her and Alexa are too similar, in my opinion. Right. And a lot of times when you have wrestlers that are damn near, the same, it's like I got the great value version of Alexa, or you know what I mean. But I like Liv.
Version.
I like everything that Liv has been doing since she lost the title. I love her aggression that's been turned up. Like, her promos still got to get better. Her mic skills definitely still have to get better. But her aggression has turned up.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a lot of women in NXT that are there. A lot of those NXT UK women don't need to be there. Alba Fire doesn't need to be there. Isla Dawn, in my opinion, doesn't need to be there. Most of those UK women are ready to just go to the main roster. But because the NXT women's roster doesn't have a lot of talent, they have to be there right now until some of that newer talent is developed, because it's developmental. But it's deeper, that NXT women, and we'll get into that as we get into Deadline, but that women's roster is a lot deeper than a lot of people think. So
my bad. So I definitely feel Indy Hartwell will be the next one to be called up. They're gonna put, I guess, the way back together because they're kind of teasing it on screen.
They've been teasing it for a while.
As we saw on Friday, Tegan Knox is back.
I wasn't excited about that, man. Only because every time Tegan comes back, she's gone the next week. And I'm not being funny, but she is. She gets hurt at a house show and she's gone the next week. So I need her to be here for like 30 days first.
Yeah.
At least give me 30.
I'm not excited.
I wasn't excited about Tegan Knox. Yeah, I wasn't excited. She should have went back to the black and gold. I mean, back to NXT. My fault. She should have went back to NXT instead of the main roster. Because I rather would have seen Cora Jade than Tegan Knox.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Cora Jade maybe. Well, I mean, but they still need her. Was it her? Shotzi got beat up by the no. Who got attacked by Damage Control and she came and helped them? Oh, it was Liv. So okay, so Liv, Tegan, and they still need one more person. So I want y'all thoughts. So first off, I actually checked out Dynamite last week. Shout out that bikini that Jade Cargill had. Oh my god!
Oh, you talking about the money? The money joint?
That right there.
Yeah.
Well, what do you that was Jade Cargill?
Bow Wow. What's going on with this whole Jade Cargill Bow Wow situation? What's happening?
I don't know. They're talking about Bow Wow supposed to bring somebody to be her. All the Twitter be saying crazy stuff, but some of it does make sense. They talking about he's supposed to bring Sasha out next week at Winter is Coming to beat Jade, supposedly.
I like it.
That'd be dope. If she come in as a free agent and does a match, and then but if she goes, they're gonna go crazy. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like honestly, if they get Sasha and they get Naomi over there, is a lot of eyes are gonna turn to AEW, like to see Okay, all right, what's going on?
I mean,
But that's what that women's division need. It's kind of like what I just said about SmackDown.
Yeah.
AEW is in that same light where they need more. The women that women's roster needs star power. That's the one thing it's missing. They have
because they only got outside of Jade and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter
and Saraya being there now. Like they have talent, but there's no star power.
I kind of disagree with y'all because we said the same thing a couple years ago, and we said that once AEW get that star guy, and when CM Punk went, we thought that was
no.
I definitely said that. I
didn't because CM Punk ain't it.
But
he won't it then.
But
he ain't been it.
Star power, and then I mean,
come on, man. Nah.
Even when some Saraya went there, it was like it's still
no. I knew that, but you know what's crazy? I wasn't expecting a 5-star match between her and Britt because it was her first match back. I knew it was going to be a good 2.5, 3-star match.
No, I'm not talking about the match wise. I'm just talking about
Saraya and Britt Baker.
Wait, Saraya, wait, hold on. So Paige fought Britt Baker?
Yeah,
at
was it not all out?
At Full Gear.
Oh, so she's wrestling now.
Yeah.
Not full time, but she did have a match.
She was cleared,
okay.
She was actually cleared in WWE, but they just didn't want to. I guess they didn't want to take the chance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she was cleared for a while.
You know what? So yeah, the circle back to what you say, Jake. Because I'm quite sure you guys touched on the whole CM Punk situation about him being released, and this is the thing.
Have we talked about that?
Did y'all talk about it?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
Oh no, I might not have been on that show. Ant and Jermaine might have.
Okay, so now I can say this. I can go back to what I said months ago, maybe last year when CM Punk came. I was like, yo, I was hoping because CM Punk was the star power they needed to kind of like bring more eyes, and they did. Like ratings did go up, and people was waiting to see what CM Punk would do. And I said before, like I said, like a few episodes back, I said this is going to determine whether he's a Austin, whether he is a Rock, whether he is a Triple H, whether he is like those elite. And I think he is an elite, but this definitely shaves a lot of points off of his return because he can't be compared to Hogan. I know y'all not gonna like what I'm saying about him being compared to Hogan because y'all like who's Hogan, but Hogan was the man. I know y'all don't like my Hogan, but it's the truth. It's the truth. When Hogan left, when Hogan started, Hogan brought wrestling to the golden era. When Hogan turned heel, Hogan brought WCW to another height with that NWO. And Hogan had 2 major runs. This was CM Punk's to grab lightning, and
he had the lightning, but he just let it go.
It fizzled.
Like I witnessed it when he came back. I was there the second week.
CM Punk flopped. I don't want to say this. I was waiting. I was like, yo, let me see what. Why you clapping? Why you clapping, Joe? But that's the truth, yo. Listen, because it's so crazy. Because my wife was like, you know what? She said everybody's getting excited, and she's like, you're getting excited. Everybody's getting excited about. She said, but let's just see what he does. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I said because we are see what happens, and we got faith in him, and we hope. But I was saying to myself, let me be patient. And it's so crazy because Jay a while ago posted that this video where CM Punk had this confrontation with Triple H, the realest in the game, right? And and what Triple H said that CM Punk was so prophetic, like he was like saying to him, like, listen, he was like, all this stuff that you're saying about other people and you're accusing this person, accusing that person of this and that, and he was like, you always had opportunity, you always had chance. He never took the time to look yourself in the mirror and maybe it's you. And right now at this, and it's like at this junction in his career, him being terminated from AEW, him being seen as toxic in the locker room, him being, you know, and him being a person who's a major draw or considered a major draw gets dropped the way he got dropped. That showed again, like people who say,
well, he's technically still employed.
He's technically still employed.
Yeah. They're gonna bring him back.
You think they're gonna bring him back?
They can't fire him legally. If they fire him, all he's gonna do is sue him.
Well, I heard they're gonna buy out his contract.
He doesn't want to get bought out.
Nope.
So he's gonna try to wait it. So what he's gonna try to make it. So you think he's gonna try to wait it out for a return?
Yep, because he's injured right now.
They're gonna use it.
He was gonna be gone for about 8 months anyway.
Yeah. Okay. If you paid attention a couple of weeks ago, the Bucks and Omega teased it. They was mocking him. They was using his moves and they was botching on purpose. Like they botched his clothesline. They used it. Omega used the GTS.
Yeah,
the fans was,
the Bucks.
They teased it on BTE when they had the fuck CM Punk chant.
Okay, so if CM Punk comes back, what do y'all think is gonna happen? You think he's gonna
feud with Omega?
And you think
they're gonna bring that backstage to the light? They have to right now because Moxley's about to go on vacation.
It would be wise for them to do that.
Moxley's about to go on vacation. They're gonna need somebody.
Cool question. Do y'all think it was enough? Do y'all think what happened with CM Punk at that hearing or what happened backstage was enough for him to be released?
Yeah.
No. As much as I feel like what he did was super unprofessional, nah.
He threw the first punch though.
No, he didn't.
I believe he did. I believe he did. Punk is the bad guy in this one.
I'm a Young Bucks fan, so I'm definitely on their side. But it's that what he did at the media scrum was super unprofessional. Like that wasn't the time or place for all of that at all. You took away from MJ. The first thing you did was you took the attention away from MJF's big return and win. You took the attention away from you winning the title again.
Right, he did. That's true. He did.
And then altogether, you've had 2 title reigns all of 6 days.
Yeah.
Literally won the title at 2 pay-per-views, and by that Wednesday, you were gone.
Yeah.
Fun, but I think I wouldn't try the whole world title thing. Let's not revisit that again. Like, if you want to wrestle, cool. We can put you in some dope feuds, make you look good, build you up, blah, blah, blah.
But you won't put the title back on him?
Nope. No point. Makes no sense. It's not going to do anything. Redemption story, maybe, I guess. But I'm good, personally.
But if you say redemption story, that would be like a storyline in the works. That would be some time between, him coming back, him working a few feuds to him actually getting the title back. It'll be like another year or something like that, or 2 years, if anything. Still going
and by that point, let's hope he breaks his leg and stays there.
So is it safe to say that his return flopped?
No.
Because he had the most views in AEW.
Up until him getting hurt after Double or Nothing, everything was great up until that point. Mm-hmm. He won at Double or Nothing, beat Hangman. He did that match that Wednesday, got hurt. He was gone. He came back for All Out. Beat Moxley, won the title again, and then all the backstage stuff happened. I'll say first run was good up until Double or Nothing. So I ain't gonna say it was bad. It definitely was good. It was definitely good. Matches weren't bad. He was knocking the rust off, and it's like riding a bike. Once he got back on that bike and really started pedaling, he was good. He was going.
Yeah.
So, he can stay home. Tell you that. He can stay home.
But he's supposed to be like, well, I guess the star power that they need out of him has definitely like decreased as far as what they are expecting to get out of him.
I think they're finally realizing that we have a lot of youth. And while having these older WWE guys or a lot of these WWE guys is great, we have youth. Let's build up the youth. We got the viewers, the people are there, they're watching. Let's build the youth. I think that was the whole thing of putting the title on MJF.
Right.
And I mean, it was obvious you had to. But my thing is, you have the youth. Build the youth you have. I like the Acclaimed having the titles. The Acclaimed are so over. That scissor stuff.
Me, daddy.
As much as people think it's weird and they don't like it,
Scissor me, daddy.
It's over. The crowd, they are the number one merch sellers right now. They are selling more merch than I want to say they outsold the Bloodline too. Like they
the new DX, yo.
They're over right now. So
they the new DX. Sorry, they the new DX, yo.
I think the next thing they need to do is that TNT title, finding somebody young to put that TNT title on.
Yeah.
Wardlow is cool, but the title reign didn't go the way it was supposed to go. I think Will Hobbs is definitely a dope person. They should put the title on. Hobbs is fire, in my opinion.
Hobbs is not beating Joe though.
I think he can. I think if the match is booked the right way, he can beat Joe. He has the look to beat Joe. He's not a little guy. He's a really big dude. He's bigger than Joe, to be honest with you. So it makes sense for him to beat Joe.
Joe gonna hold them 2 titles for a long time.
Yeah, because he has his match for Saturday too. So
what title does Joe have?
Right now he has the Ring of Honor title and the TNT title.
The Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship?
No. The TV title.
TV title.
And then he has the TNT title. So pretty much the mid. He holds both of the mid card titles for both of those shows.
And Jericho still has the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship. Why?
Yeah.
So we've talked. I've had conversations, of course, like in Twitter and everything. It makes sense. It totally makes sense because one, same thing AEW did about putting the title on him when AEW started to legitimize the company going into the new. For AEW, it was just to legitimize AEW, saying, "Hey, we got Chris Jericho as our champion." I feel like it's kind of the same with Ring of Honor going into the TV deals that they're trying to get. Chris Jericho is a name everybody knows. If you've been, we're anybody that's 30-ish plus that's been at least been around since the WCW days knows Chris Jericho. If you know WWE Chris Jericho, he's a household name that can be pitched to companies, for those TV deals. So I totally get it. I don't think he's keeping the title at Final Battle, personally. I think Claudio's going to beat him and get it back.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like they should have put Daniel Bryan in that match because Daniel Bryan also is a household name, in my opinion, that you can pitch to, the big wigs and the execs and stuff. So.
That's why I think Jericho is not losing Saturday. No, I don't think he's losing.
That's part of the reason I think he's not losing too. So
I don't think he's losing, and him being the champion, it brings Ring of Honor, like he said, make Ring of Honor come to that light because he's putting, as what he's doing right now, he's going against all former Ring of Honor champions. He's giving all the former champions title shots. So he's basically he's putting these guys on the map, and he's not going out there having horrible matches. Neither Jericho's looking the best shape of his life. Shout out to that DDP Yoga. Yeah. Shout out DDP Yoga because Jericho's doing his damn thing right now. And he's not putting on bad matches at all. You know what I'm saying? So he's putting Ring of Honor on, and like he said, like how they did when they started AEW. Hey, we got Chris Jericho. That's like a good pitch. Hey, we got Chris Jericho as our champion. When they trying to get them TV deals. But everybody, like he said, 30 and up, who Y2J is. You know him as anything. The Lionheart. You know him something. You know one of his nicknames. You know him as something. So it's a good look. But if he loses to Claudio, I kind of won't be mad because I would love to see Claudio face Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry, but yeah, But it's a good look. When he first won it, I didn't agree with it. I'm like, yo, what is this going on? Then I started thinking about that. They do need a TV deal. Who else would you put the belt? And then I was thinking you could have put it on Bryan Danielson too. But when it comes to names, Jericho's a bigger name than everybody in that company, no matter what you say about him.
True. That is very true. That's
Mm.
very true. Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to touch base on something real quick.
Okay.
Yo, I don't know if you guys know, but I feel like Mia Yim and Shelton Benjamin's relationship is hilarious. Like their friendship is and they used to be going back and forth throwing jabs. So Sports Key to Wrestling said book Mia Yim versus Shelton Benjamin for WrestleMania, right? So Mia says, I'll bite the bullet and do it just so at Shelton Benjamin 803 can get on TV. It's what real friends do, I guess. So Shelton came back and said, Mia, I got 20 years of TV time, and unlike you, the company never asked me to cover my face. I reckon the show has to have a blue-haired wooden nickel so the dime shines brighter. Hint, hint.
Okay, so now Shelton is feuding with me again.
Yeah, well,
He's been feuding with on Twitter. They do that. It's all day with them on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's been going on since before she got released the first time. Like,
yeah,
bro, even during her wedding, they were going back and forth. It was funny as hell at the wedding. Like the videos and pictures I saw from the wedding, it was hilarious. So.
Yeah, and then even when she came back, she was hyping. Shelton was like, "Why would you bring her back? Like, why is she back?"
They really do have a big brother little sister relationship, though. It's dope.
Right. But let's talk about Drew McIntyre.
So Drew's injury. Yeah, I talked about Randy's injury, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know Drew was injured. I know they took him out of the tag match.
Drew was injured since
before
Clash,
right?
Yeah, he was nursing the injury around that time.
Yeah, so he's gonna be out until at least Christmas. So maybe like he's gonna be out about 3 weeks. So that's why he's replaced by Butch.
Okay.
In the tag title match on Friday.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be real interesting. Injuries are definitely hindering the roster because I don't know if I can find it, but I had a post where it showed every injured superstar right now, and that list is kind of long.
Yeah, on both rosters.
I know. Besides Randy, and
Adam Cole's been out 6 months.
It's kind of been the same. It's wrestling in general right now.
Right.
AEW's injury list is long.
Crazy.
It looks like a CVS receipt.
Adam Cole, they don't know when he might come back. They may talk about him retiring too.
Yeah, they say his concussion is a lot worse than people than it looked like it was.
Did he sustain a concussion during a pay-per-view or a regular?
At Forbidden Door. Yeah, Forbidden Door. That was in the summer.
He came back after Forbidden Door. He did the whole spot with the Young Bucks where he turned on them, and then he's been gone since then.
He turned on the Bucks?
Yeah, remember
because he remembered they killed him.
Yeah, his memory came back, and he remembered what happened. All right, so I'm short because we got a couple other things to get into. But so when he left, after he was leaving Ring of Honor to go to NXT, on BTE, they killed him off of BTE.
Yeah.
So he has a drink that he energy drink he drinks every day. It's something that he always like in real life he drinks every day. So they poisoned his drink before they gave it to him, killed him off of BTE, and that was when he left to go to WWE. So when he came back, they did like this whole seance to bring him back. And the whole time on BTE, he's like, yo, it's something I'm supposed to remember, but it's just not clicking. And then like on TV, it finally clicked after Forbidden Door. And that was the whole thing where the whole trios tournament was starting. And they were looking at Hangman to be their partner at first, and he felt like it should have been him, or if it wasn't going to be him, they shouldn't be in the tournament. And as it kept going, and they were kind of teasing that Hangman was going to be their partner, he finally was like, you know what, get it. I'm gonna just end this now, and he just, him and Red Dragon just turned, and they all super kicked him and beat him up. And then after that, Red Dragon was gone because Kyle O'Reilly's hurt.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly's hurt too. Yeah.
Whatchamacallit left the company. Yeah,
Bobby.
Well, Fish contract was up, and then Adam Cole has been hurt. So
Fish is going because his contract is up.
Yeah, Fish is going because his contract was up, and they won't re-sign him. His mouth is crazy. And then
he's back to New Japan anyway.
Yeah,
Fish went back to New Japan.
Okay.
Kyle's hurt, so I think Kyle is still under contract. He's just hurt.
All right, so WWE current injury roster and injury reserve list.
Okay.
We got Ariana Grace from NXT. Well, this is okay. Well, Becky's back. Who else? Big E's still out, obviously.
Right.
Cody Rhodes is out. Logan Paul is out. Natalia's out. R-Truth is out.
Okay.
Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Rick Boogs, Robert Roode, Roderick Strong, Tiffany Stratton.
Bobby Roode should be back this week. He was supposed to come back last week.
Yeah. Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay.
And, Ulysses Leon.
I forgot about Tommaso.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck is Tommaso? Yeah. So Rick Booms is
he's been gone. He's been gone since what, WrestleMania?
Yeah, since Mania. He broke his leg at Mania.
Yeah.
Remember they had him at the Mania.
Right. Forgot.
It was him and Nakamura against the Usos.
Yeah.
Right.
He broke his leg. He broke his leg within the first 3 minutes of the match.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So
Bright lights.
All right, because I know we're at what hour 17. All right, so I kind of want to get into we'll start with NXT first. Get into NXT deadline and the matches that have been well, the NXT review tonight. We can start with that too and get into deadline because a lot of it is building towards deadline. The men's title match, Braun Breaker versus Apollo Crews. They had like a little segment tonight where they were on the boat fishing together.
Braun Breaker and
Apollo Crews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man,
fishing together, being friendly.
But Apollo has been. I think he needed it. You know, like sometimes
he needed this.
You got to go back to go forward. Kind of like with Mandy Rose a little bit.
Right.
I like Apollo going back because every match has been dope. His feuds have been good. It's showcasing him and showing you what he, the Apollo that we loved when he first, debuted and everything. What we saw in NXT and in NXT, on the main roster when he first came up. So I think him and Braun are gonna put on a fire match. I really can't tell you who's gonna win. I feel like they're sticking with Braun Breaker right now, but I honestly can see them putting that title on Apollo Crews. I could.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah, me as well. I could see that. I could see that too. I definitely agree.
Braun's been champion for a long time now, man.
That second run has been long. After he beat Dolph and got the title back, he's had dope feuds though. He's had good matches. He's being built the right way. He hasn't really been shown to be weak. I think it might. I don't know if it's time to bring him up yet. It's still a couple things he needs to work on, but I think these are things that could be worked on the main roster also. Also, may not want to bring him up because right now he's the NXT champion. Usually, if you bring up the NXT champion, you want him to be shown in the right light. You don't just want to bring him up and he's just there. Right. At least from the Triple H standpoint. If this was Vince, he would have been up months ago.
Braun Breaker's? Yeah, I think Vince would have pushed him too early. But what do you think Braun Breaker's weak points are? Because he's good on the mic.
No, he's not.
You said
No, he's not good on the mic.
I mean, he's not like
He's his daddy
excellent.
on the mic.
He said what?
Facts.
He's his daddy
He's
on the
his
mic.
dad.
He gives you a little bit of Scott every once in a while, but for the most part, he's Rick on the mic.
Okay.
He definitely gives you some Scott. I see it. I can hear it. It's there. I need him to do that more.
Yeah, that's a fact. He needs to do that more.
I feel like it'll be complete. I think it's just the mic skills. To me, in ring, he's not bad. I feel like he needs to, because of how young he is, he needs to add more because he's young.
Yeah.
He's starting to give me like, Cena, Roman, Hogan, 5 moves of death, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't do too much.
He need more suplexes. He need a more suplex package.
He really needs. I think if he really take a lot of what Scott Steiner did and put his spin on it, then because that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for in him, to take what Scott did and just and just put his spin on it.
Everybody's looking for.
Tone down some things, but just take that character and kind of make it his own thing, and he can really that'll be dope. That's what I'm looking for in him.
So yeah, but him and Apollo's gonna put on a banger of a match. We saw the men's tag titles being built tonight. We got New Day versus Pretty Deadly. I think
New Day came on the NXT roster.
Well, not on the roster, but they showed up tonight because Pretty Deadly didn't have a match for Deadline. So 2 of the matches got built tonight, which was their match, and then Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. That got built tonight. Well, it was already being built, but it was finalized tonight. New Day just pretty much showed up and was like, hey, you guys don't have a match. We ain't never been NXT Tag Team Champions. Put those titles on the line. Pretty Deadly was like, no, what? New Day got in the ring. They started fighting. There it goes. So I think that's going to be a dope match, though, because Pretty Deadly is fire. They're fire. And
so
New
they
Day
made
a banger.
NXT title. They gave it like colors. They put colors on it.
You
changed it. The
I don't
NXT
think
title.
so.
It's like all colorful and stuff.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like
all
colorful. It's
nah,
like red.
that's that's the title we were talking about before. Like that one, that's how I wanted to get it. It had like the colors in
that's like one of the titles they have on the website.
Yeah, that's on the website. Yeah, because I was about to say that's not how it looked tonight.
It's the 2.0 title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the 2.0 title.
Yeah, that joint is fire. I think I'm actually buy an order one.
So they got rid of those colors now. They back to black and gold.
On the show?
Yeah,
they back to black and gold.
Oh, so they took away all the paint splat and all that stuff in the venue.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
in the logo.
It's 2.0 mixed with black and gold, just without the colors, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you're still getting the 2.0 feel without the colorful stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that New Day and Pretty Deadly match, I think is going to be a banger. Definitely could be one of the matches of the night that night. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. If you watch NXT UK, you will be familiar with them, but I think they have a few from NXT UK that's transitioned over into NXT. They put on dope matches in UK, so I think them being seen on a bigger stage than what they were being seen on in UK is going to be dope for them. Either one of them is probably going to be the one to dethrone Mandy, in my personal opinion. I honestly don't think it's going to be whoever wins this. What's the name of the match? The
Iron Survivor.
Iron Survivor. Thank you. I don't think it's whoever wins the Iron Survivor. I just think they're getting a title shot. But I think who actually beats Mandy, in my opinion, is going to be Alba Fire or Isla Dawn, personally. But and yeah, getting into the what'd you call that damn match? Iron Survivor. Thank you.
Iron
Yeah.
Survivor,
So
yeah.
on the women's side, we got Zoe Stark, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Kiana James, and Indy Hartwell.
Yep.
Which pretty much the whole thing of the match is just it's to see who's next up in NXT. That's why the names that's at least on the women's side. The men's side, I don't think is random. I like all the names. The Axiom one is different, but I didn't know till Jay told me that is A Kid. I didn't know that was A Kid under the
Yeah,
mask.
that's A Kid. Yeah, I told you that.
I like A Kid. I think A Kid is dope anyway. But on the women's side, I like the names that are in it because they've been the people that have been shown on NXT a lot. Zoe Stark, definitely since she's been back from her injury. Cora Jade and Roxanne have been putting on dope matches in their feud. Kiana James has been doing some dope stuff herself. And then Indy Hartwell's been there. She's been there, for the longest. I definitely think it might be time for her. I like Indy Hartwell. I think she's dope myself. So
that's a fact.
What's y'all opinion on that?
I mean, she's
That
cute.
match?
She's cute. I mean,
He's cute. He's talking about the match. He talking about how she look. They like, well, she cute, I think I'm candlelight candlelight dinner, long walk on the beach.
I like the thighs.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Indy might win that match, man. I think Indy's gonna be the sleeper in that match, man. Out of all of them, she's been there the longest. Yeah,
Roxanne
maybe even Roxanne. Roxanne is fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Roxanne and Cora Jade are the future of WWE women.
Well,
yeah, that match they had at Halloween Havoc was fire.
Well,
what do you think about Nikita Loins?
Yeah, she can go home. She can stay at home. Let me tell you something. MAGA Lions can stay at home, okay?
Yeah, she can stay home, y'all.
Oh,
I'm tired of her now.
MAGA Lions can stay at home.
MAGA supporter?
Thicky Steamboat can stay at home.
Yeah,
I don't get this. I don't get the jacking of the black swag, and then you turn around and you're a MAGA supporter. I don't get it.
It's always been like that though. Like
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like you want to do you rapping and all of that, and then you MAGA. I don't get it.
Thank you, Sloan. Thank you, Sloan.
Thank
you. Thylander. That's the popular name. Thylander.
Oh my God, I can't.
I'm done with her.
Yeah, I never was a fan, bro.
Thylander.
Everybody was all
I'm done with her.
Her thickness, and that's fine. I get it. We all like a thick woman. Nothing wrong with that. But I never saw the appeal with her. Me personally, I never saw it.
When I first seen her, I was amazed. But after a week or two, I'm like, all right, this is going too far now.
I seen it. I was like, my brain going to explode. I was like, this is a lot of skin and a lot of thickness. I was like, I don't know what to do. I ain't know how to process it. And I was like, all right. And then after a while, I was like, all right, she's a great wrestler. But then it was just like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she has a lot of potential though. I mean, but she's a MAGA supporter? I can't do it. I felt the same way about Rochelle Rodriguez too. I was like, yeah,
she's an R&B singer.
And then Rochelle Rodriguez, she's one of those too. I'm like, oh God, here we go. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. I can't do it, man.
Listen, Nikita Lyons would never make it to the main roster. I'm telling you this.
Nah, she gonna make it. She gonna go.
Nah, she's there to promote her music, man. Once her music is off, she's out of there.
Yeah. Sadly, she is going to the main roster. She will be on the main roster because she has a look that men love. Those guys, those neck beards. Yes, I said neck beards. Those neck beards that live in their mother's basement. They're gonna love her the same way they love Mandy, the same way they love Liv Morgan. She's right in that. She's in that same realm with them. They're gonna love her. Yeah. She's gonna make them money because guys are gonna want her. No matter what it is, she has a crowd that loves her, that wants to be with her. She's gonna go in. It's all about the look too. It ain't always the wrestling. Every once in a while, you got those women that are there for the look.
I can't believe she's a MAGA supporter. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You can't believe it. You can't believe it, son?
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, you doing rap videos? Yo, you just
twerking.
like you twerking.
Your nickname on the gram is Tequita. That's your nickname on the gram.
Tequita.
MAGA supporter? It was like, what is going on?
I didn't even know that was her name. Tequita is crazy,
yo. This is
that's what they call it on the gram. They call it Tequita.
Tequita.
And she's a Magna supporter, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's on the women's side. On the men's side, I like this whole. I like what they did.
Yeah, let's go Grayson Waller, baby. Let's go Grayson.
Carmelo Hayes, JD McDonough, Grayson Waller, Joe Gacy, and Axiom.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
It's a good
mix. Right now. Nikita, she gonna repent. She gonna repent. She gonna turn to she gonna repent. I'm telling you, she gonna drop that MAGA. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
It's not.
She gonna see the error ways. There's no way you jack the swag, and then you jack the culture, and then she can't stay that long.
I mean, she might not. Honestly, she might not be a MAGA supporter. It just sounds really good to call her one.
Okay, but what did she show that showed that she was a MAGA supporter? What did she do?
I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't even remember when all of it started like months ago with all the names, and that was one of the names that really stuck. So
what?
MAGA Lions.
MAGA Lions.
It was around the time her and Zoe Stark. That's what it was, because Zoe Stark is. So it happened around that time with them, and then it just.
She posted her name as MAGA Lions.
No, she didn't, but the community did, and it's funny.
Oh, who's that? Nikita.
But yeah, on that man,
I'm disappointed. I'm highly disappointed. She's a Leo. I'm disappointed. Disappointed my Leo. Disappointed. Jesus Christ.
What's up with that men's roster?
Oh man.
Okay, that's what it was. Sloan just posted it at the bottom. That's what it was.
What?
It started when she posted a video working out with MAGA rap playing in the background.
You said
I am hurt. I am very hurt. I'm highly disappointed in her.
Working out.
It started when she posted a video working out with MAGA rap playing in the back. What MAGA rap? What's MAGA rap? What is happening here? What am I missing?
Hey,
MAGA rap?
You missed a lot. I remember what video he was talking about too, because she was like in the gym doing like the karate stuff and punching
kicks. Yeah.
I remember the video now. I can't remember what song it was playing in the back, but I know that it might still be on her IG.
It might be some Kanye, I think.
I mean,
man, get off my man. We ain't gonna get into this. Get off my man, Kanye.
That's it, Gemini brother. You should be disappointed.
I'm not. Hey, man, I'm not.
Well, you should be.
Surprised. I am not surprised at all.
We have different. God, man.
We got different sides, man. Just his one side is showing right now.
Yeah, but listen, Tupac had one side. Tupac died. He was that one side. That's why Pac is my guy.
No. Pac had different sides.
He did have different sides, but he died a thug. And a thug.
That's a fact. He went out.
You want to be real?
He went out the way he went. He went out the way he knew he was.
He went to Juilliard. Okay. All right. He went to Juilliard.
He did.
So what? Carmelo went to Oak Hill.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Listen, a thug is a thug, all right?
That ain't the same thing.
A thug is a thug, man. Listen, he had his sides, but my thing with this whole Nikita thing is, okay, listen, whatever MAGA rap she played MAGA rap, right? But is she posting like MAGAs? Is she posting like, oh, I support Trump?
Nah, you trying to get her out of there.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm trying to get out. I'm just trying.
You're trying to give a rope. You're giving a rope, and the black.
You're trying to rope it out of there. Yeah.
Listen,
she's hanging.
That same rope. The black community.
She's hanging.
The black
she's hanging.
Community I'll say that. The black wrestling community took that same rope that you given her and they hung her with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just because she's playing MAGA rap, she's in a gym. Is that her gym?
Fine. Yes.
Yes.
She owns the gym.
She
was
owns the
playing-
radio.
It wasn't a public gym. It wasn't like it
Yeah.
was other people there.
Yeah.
It's
She's in
okay.
the basement.
What was the
It's
MAGA
okay.
song she was
Hey,
playing?
hey,
I just need to
stop.
understand the context
Huh?
of the situation.
Anything Kanye West after 2016 is MAGA.
Hey, hold on. Don't do that.
Okay,
Don't do that. I don't
no,
think
that's true, bro. Kanye's done. He's done. He's
musically
everything,
though. Musically,
everything after Yeezus, right? No. Everything after the life of
Pablo.
Everything after the life
Yeah.
of Pablo is all MAGA.
No, because I like the gospel album. The gospel album was good.
Yeah,
That was
that
good,
was
but
fire. Yeah,
that was MAGA Kanye though. That was MAGA Kanye. Don't forget.
yeah, that's MAGA Kanye.
Listen,
He was
good
using that.
gospel.
He was using it as a cover.
I played it on Sundays. It was good.
He was operative talking about. You heard it. You heard his last comment about Hitler. He's done. God, your boy.
He's finished.
See, I'm saying like Nikita has redemption. She has redemption space.
How
No,
does
no,
she
she
have
don't.
redemption
No,
space?
she don't. I'm telling you, Si, you got to see on Twitter. She don't got. She's not accepted. She's not accepted in the black wrestling community on Twitter, bro. It's over. Once you
Black
get kicked
wrestling
out of that
community-
community, yeah. Once you get kicked out of that community, Si, no getting back in, bro. It is over. It is over. I'm telling you, I've seen it.
That shit is the Illuminati.
Yes, it is.
Once you
I
out,
stay away from it. I stay away from it. I'm telling you,
once
Oh,
you
it
out,
won't get me.
Oh wow.
The black wrestling community won't get me. But shout out to the black wrestling community.
yeah, that's the NXT Deadline card. Like I said, the men's matches: Carmelo Hayes, JD McDonough, Grayson Waller, Joe Gacy, and Axiom. That one's kind of up in the air for me. I think it's either gonna be Carmelo, Grayson, or Joe Gacy. I can't really say who I'm picking because I really think it's one of them three though. So I think JD McDonough is there just to make the match look better. Axiom too, because they have a feud. Like people forget about the whole feud that Jordan Devlin and A Kid had in NXT UK. So they're in there just for their feud. But the other three is who it really is going to come down to. This Ring of Honor final battle card is coming together really well too. I think tomorrow night and Friday we're going to get a couple more matches added. Mostly that Samoa Joe and Juice Robinson. That one's going to be either publicly added tomorrow or Friday. Or today because it's after midnight. But we got
I can't wait for that match. That's the match of the night, yo.
I think
Juice
so.
and Juice and Samoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Juice. Been Juice, Si.
We got Jericho versus Claudio for the men's title. We got Daniel Garcia versus Willa Yuta for the Pure Championship. We got Mercedes Martinez versus Athena for the Ring of Honor women's title. Yeah. We got Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson for the Ring of Honor TV title. And
Juice, baby.
And Shane Taylor and JD Griffey versus Swerve in Our Glory.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire too. Shout out LCP.
Didn't Swerve just win a title?
Nah.
Yeah, PWG.
Yeah,
Defy.
He's the Defy men's. He's the Defy tag team champion and men's
world heavyweight champion.
Yeah. I think we're also going to get, like I said, between tomorrow and Friday, we're going to get FTR and the Ass Boys. That's going to be built. That's all I can call them. I keep forgetting they're the.
I think we're gonna get Dalton and the boys against the Embassy too.
Yeah, I think that's the other one is Dalton and the boys versus the Embassy for the Ring of Honor 6-man title. So
the Ass Boys.
That's what they're. Hey, look, man.
I know.
Ever since they gotten that name, it's hard not to call them that.
It's hard not to call them that, yo. The Ass Boys.
You forget that they're the Gun Club, like.
They don't even call Billy Gunn no more. They call Billy Gunn Daddy Ass.
Like they're either Billy's kids or the Ass Boys. I can't.
Yeah, the Ass Boys. That's it.
Oh,
the Ass Boys.
But yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's
the
gonna be
rest
a
of that,
fire match too. There.
I think they at least got 2 more matches on that Ring of Honor side that they're going to add for Saturday, which, like I said, is probably going to be the 6-man titles and the tag
Yeah, Dalton
titles.
and the boys. That's why I fuck with Dalton and the boys.
I like Dalton Castle, man. I've always been a fan of
Yeah.
Dalton Castle, though. I hate the boys. I ain't a fan of the boys, but they can
Nah,
wrestle.
that's the one
If
you
they
was
actually
talking
get in
about.
the ring, those
I
twins.
seen Dalton Castle. That's the one you was talking about when he had that match with Daniel Gresham. Remember?
Yeah, him and Gresham
Jonathan
had a
Gresham. That's what.
yeah, him
Yeah.
and Gresham had a dope match.
Yeah, they dope. He's dope. Don Castle.
Yeah.
I think FTR, because FTR has a title match tomorrow for the AEW tag title.
I guess good claim. Yeah.
I think the Gun Club is going to interrupt that match and it's going to be a disqualification. So they're technically not going to lose or get pinned. And then they'll circle back to that later. But I think that's going to further set up that Ring of Honor tag team title match with the Gun Club. So I think those are really the only other 2 matches that are going to be added for the final battle.
It's gonna be a good. Saturday is gonna be a good day of wrestling because final battle comes on at 4, and then NXT come on.
NXT starts at 8:00 right after that.
NXT has a pay-per-view on any?
No, NXT does. Deadline. NXT deadline is Saturday night.
Okay.
So Ring of Honor. So this is where I'll be telling people I feel like these companies secretly behind the scenes work together, because this is the second time that there's been a pay-per-view on the same day between the companies, and they've worked out the times where instead of them being on at the same time and kind of splitting the viewership,
right,
AEW will come on first, and then Ring of Honor. I mean, AEW will have their joint first, then NXT or WWE will be later. I think the last time NXT was first, it was Worlds Collide was first, then AEW was after that. So this time they flip-flopped, and AEW is going first, and Ring of Honor is going second. Behind the scenes, as much as people think these companies are in competition, they're working with each other. Because if we're really in competition, let's split the viewership. I want to split the viewership. Let's see where people really are going, which pay-per-view people really are going to watch. But they did it in a way where both companies win, and you're able to watch both shows on Saturday. So
right, because SmackDown ends at 10, and then what was it? What's the other show?
Dynamite comes on right after that. So
right after, you can literally tune in, and then they moved NXT from Wednesday to Tuesday, and then
these companies behind the scenes, these companies work together. There's no need to split the viewership, because if you learned anything from the Monday Night Wars, nobody really wins in the end. I mean, WWE kind of won in the end, but WWE actually was losing for a lot of it. WCW really was kicking their ass. So, I mean, ultimately, for us both to win, let's work together behind the scenes. We ain't got to tell nobody about it. Smart people will notice it, but So, but yeah, that's the 2 cards. I think that's pretty much everything. I don't think it's too much else to touch on. Dynamite's tomorrow. Some dope matches there. Angle's match. Apparently, Kurt Angle will be on SmackDown Friday.
Right.
Yeah, for his birthday.
Yep. So that should be a dope thing.
Yeah.
I think that's it, man. I don't think there's too much else going on right now in wrestling that we ain't really touched on. As you know, as usual, it's a great time in wrestling to be a wrestling fan.
Definitely.
We got a lot coming up. The Royal Rumble coming up. WrestleMania. You know, we're on the road to WrestleMania now.
The Royal Rumble is January, right?
Yeah, it's in San Antonio.
Okay. Did they set a date?
It's I don't know. I know it's at the end of January. I think it's
January
like
28th.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 28th, last weekend. That last Saturday in January. So that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like really wondering. I'm wondering who's going to win the Royal Rumble, who's going to be the person that's going to face Roman, because I heard that they're trying to lock in plans for The Rock. And I heard that they're not going to know until January.
Like they want from the stuff I was reading earlier this week or over the weekend, it's supposed to be, or not supposed to be, the way they're built, they're talking, or whoever's talking, Rock is to win Rumble. They're supposed to do KO and Sami Zayn facing Roman prior, and then at Mania it's Rock. Of course, Roman's gonna win because Roman's not dropping the title. Roman's not dropping that title till after SummerSlam.
So
But
Roman,
I heard they're gonna have him defend the. I heard that they're gonna have him defend the title. I read something where they were gonna have him defend the title.
Why?
On night 1 against Cody, and then on night 2 against Rock, because they said the draft is coming up, and they got to split the titles up. So they say he was going to defend the title night 1 against Cody and night 2 against The Rock.
So they got to take one belt off. They got to take one belt off him.
And lately, Sloan actually said this in Spaces when we were talking yesterday, or it might have been earlier today. No, today today's Tuesday. Yeah, today. If you realize when he's been defending the titles, they've started stating which title he's defending.
Mm-hmm.
So they've started saying Universal title, WWE title. So they haven't been saying like the undisputed title anymore, like they did at first. So they're pretty much going to split them back up. The reign is really with the SmackDown title, so he can lose the WWE title. Is really with that Universal title is what the reign is.
Right.
Which that's the one he's not going to lose until after SummerSlam.
Right. So who's the prospect that he's supposed to be losing the title to? Or who's the main one that he's supposed to be dropping any of the titles to?
They haven't said.
I don't know.
Cody's name has always been out there.
Yeah, Cody's name has been out there.
Sammy's name is really high out there now because of everything that's been going on. Sammy looks like gold right now.
Yeah, he does. I can't even lie to you.
To win the Rumble. I'm picking Sammy to win the Rumble.
I can't even lie to you. I mean, I kind of feel it. I feel the same way you do, Ant. Like, I definitely I don't mind seeing Sammy with the title. I'm just like, see where this goes.
I might be a little high right now. But Sammy, this is a true opinion. I'll say this over. Sammy's winning the Royal Rumble. I'm telling you. I see him or KO winning the Rumble. However what's going to happen, Sammy's going to be the reason Roman loses the title.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he's going to win it or he's going to help KO win it.
Yeah.
Destroy the bloodline within being in the bloodline.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Destroy while I'm in.
Yeah, that would definitely be the best way to kind of break things up, divide things up.
They trust me now. Yeah, they trust me now. I'm Sammy Uso. I'm not an honorary Uso no more. I'm Sammy Uso now.
Yeah. They definitely
I'm feeling Usi. He's an Usiologist. You know he's an Usiologist. Come on, man. Like, he's on fire right now. I'm telling you, he's up there with Seth right now, man. I'm telling you. Him and Seth is like, it's hard to choose. Like, he's running SmackDown, Seth is running Raw.
Yeah.
Feel like that. Faction-wise, Judgment Day is running everything.
Uh-huh. Wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, because
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
No, he is. No, you're right.
I wouldn't be mad. I would love to see Sammy win the Rumble, bro. A lot of people, when I say that on Twitter, they be thinking I'm crazy. Oh no, there's no way Sammy's winning the Rumble. All right, everybody, they want y'all to think Cody's going to win. They want y'all to think Big E is going to win. Seth is going to win. KO is going to win.
Wait, is Big E supposed to be returning for the Rumble? I don't
think
so. They're not looking good.
I don't think Big E's coming back for a while.
Yeah,
like that neck is, even once it's like in a sense healed, it's gonna be a while. He's gonna wrestle again.
I definitely might come back the night after Mania.
I don't even think so. I don't even think then. This is gonna be a little
SummerSlam.
Possibly.
That neck injury is pretty brutal, man. Like that thing ain't, you know. Even look at Edge, right? Like after Edge came back and wrestled for that little bit of time that he did, he was like, yo, I got to take another break. So they had him, go have that match with Finn. and so he could take another break and find a way to have a hiatus. But he's supposed to be returning at the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah.
To fight Finn.
Yeah.
So, I guess destroy the Judgment Day, but I don't think that should. I honestly think that Edge should let it go. Edge need to retire. He needs to let it go. It's time for him to retire.
So it'll be him and his wife against Finn and Rhea.
Yeah, which I think is kind of stupid. I think it was dumb. I felt like even that match he had with Finn was just like, I felt like it should have just been a one-on-one match, and Finn should have just beat him, and he should have retired. And then if he wanted to come back and try to redeem himself, he'd come back and redeem himself. But it's like, Edge, don't be one of those wrestlers who tries to retire on top, and it's just like, yo, just retire with the loss. Like, let it, just hand your career over to somebody.
Go out with dignity, sir.
Right, and just don't try to retire on top. Like, I gotta be the ace. No, don't do that.
Sometimes you gotta ride off. Sometimes you gotta ride off in the sunset.
You do. Don't be a Flair.
Yeah, don't be a Flair. That's a fact.
Because Flair keep coming back into the sunset. And it's like, yo, Flair. I heard he wants to join the Royal Rumble. That's what I heard.
Yeah. I hope not. Don't speak that into existence, yo.
That's what I heard. I heard he wants to be a part of the Royal Rumble.
I swear, Flair's the 30th inch. If he comes out number 30, I might just turn it off. Like, nah, I'm good. Y'all not gonna have me witness no murder. No, I'm all right.
Yo,
him getting thrown over the top ropes. He can't take it over the top rope bump right now.
He can't, but Flair wants to do it. They said, rumor is that he actually supposed to be back on Raw or something like that. Like, he's supposed to, he's been back.
Yeah, he got a show coming out on Peacock, living the life of Ric Flair or something like that. I said, oh, well, they about to make him look like he was just a nice guy.
Right.
They know they're gonna see that helicopter. Yeah, helicopter. That helicopter Rick part ain't gonna be in this story.
Oh, helicopter Rick, man. Yeah,
helicopter Rick.
He definitely want to tell his side of the story, and I'm just like, Rick, man. But it is what it is. Like, I don't have no ill will against Rick. My whole thing with Ric Flair was not so much that Rick was a bad guy. My thing with Ric Flair was just that people were giving Hogan a lot of flack, and I'm just like, yo, a lot of these other wrestlers did some other stuff that don't get talked about. It's just that a lot of dudes just hating on Hogan, and I'm like, yo, why y'all hating on him like so much? But that's just my thing. I was like, yo, a lot of these dudes got a lot of stuff that, and I remember, it's so funny. I remember saying this a while ago, and then it's so funny that after I said it, maybe like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, they started talking about the plane ride from hell, because I always knew about the story about the plane ride from hell, but I never knew about that part with Flair. They only talked about the part with Goldberg and
Kurt Hennig, right?
Kurt Hennig. That's it. Yeah, they only. But then when
Brock
you heard,
was it Brock and Kurt Hennig or Goldberg? It was Brock or Kurt.
No, it was Goldberg and Kurt Hennig. Yep. When Kurt Hennig stabbed
they always
gave
talk
that
about
jigger.
that.
Yeah, gave that jigger to Brock. Lennon gave him that little real quick. Like, come here. Jigged him up real quick. Like, come here. Give him that little shank real quick. But yeah, man.
I didn't even know Scott Hall was even there. I didn't even know Scott Hall was there.
He was, and it's funny because he was there around that time, because that's when NWO came back, and it's so funny because it makes sense, because it was Hogan returned, NWO returned, and then I remember when Nash was trying to build a new NWO without Hogan, he had Shawn. He started with Shawn, then Big Show, then
X-Pac,
Booker T, X-Pac. They kicked out Booker T, and then after they kicked out Booker T, it was like 2 weeks later, the whole thing just fizzled out. It was like NWO never existed. Like, it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, because that could have been fire with Shawn. No,
it could have been dope, but that was like the worst incarnation of NWO. But could have been had.
It wasn't worse than the Jeff Jarrett one.
Yo, that thing lasted like 2 weeks, right?
Jeff Jarrett, when when he became the leader of NWO, I'm like, nah, this is not what this is. They're destroying the legacy of NWO now.
Well, Brett had the title because Brett had the title. Jared had the U.S. title, and who had the tag title?
I think Goldberg was in that shit too with them, right?
Yeah, I think so too, right? Yeah, it was terrible. At first, it was like, all right.
So they had everybody. They had all the top stars. They had Goldberg, Jeff Jarrett, Bret Hart, Steiner. Right. I think
Steiner, right?
Yeah, I think
Luger. No, I think Nash. Right? Nash was
part of Nash, it. Vince Russo.
Yeah, but it was like 5 or 6 people, and then it was like, you know, Jeff Jarrett hopped on the turnbuckle like, yeah, the new NWO. He's like, and then like 2 weeks later, like it never existed, like it never happened, like that whole night never happened. You like, yo, what the hell happened? Like it just faded. But I heard that the reason why it kind of went down the way it went is because Brett wasn't in it. Brett wasn't, his whole heart wasn't in it. He was just like, nah. And that's after Brett became champion. After Brett actually won the belt. And Brett was like,
nobody
nah.
Remember.
Yeah, nobody remember
Brett. I don't even know who he beat. Who he beat? Benoit?
Who?
Did he beat Chris Benoit?
I'm about to find out right now. World Championship. No, because Chris Benoit never lost the belt. He relinquished the belt. He went over to he would be
DDP or Sting, one of them. I bet you it was one of them.
I'm about to find out right now. But because Chris Benoit, once Chris Benoit won the belt, he left and went to WWE. He's like, I'm out of here. He's like, I'm not even gonna be champion over here. He beat
for the belt.
He beat Sid Vicious.
Wow.
He beat Sid Vicious for the belt. And that was Chris Benoit's first WCW heavyweight world title win. And then after he got the belt, he was like, all right, I'm done. Okay, so Brett won it in you're right. He defeated Chris Benoit in a tournament for the vacant title. After Sting had the title vacated from him, then he held on a belt for like a month. And then he vacated the title due to a controversial end with Goldberg at Starrcade. And then he won the belt again. He defeated Goldberg in a rematch for the title. He was like the only person that really beat Goldberg legitimately. And then he vacated the title.
He didn't make him tap.
No, he didn't make Goldberg tap. I think he pinned him. Because I remember
he had to use the belt. He used
and then it's like he cheated. He did cheat. So when in his match against Goldberg, like the next month later, January, that's when they had that match, and he told Goldberg, "Don't injure me," and he injured him with the sidekick and gave him that concussion, and he had to retire. He had to drop the belt and retire because Goldberg injured him. He concussed him, and then Chris Benoit beat Sid Vicious in a tournament for the belt. He won the belt, and then he just.
But it's just funny how he just told him, "Yo, don't injure me, man." Yeah, he goes out there and catches a whole career-ending concussion.
As a matter of fact, I think that's when he joined NWO. He was part of NWO the second time, the second world title win, because that's when he was healed. Because remember when he was feuding with Goldberg went to hit him with the spear, and when he speared Goldberg, Brett got up, but then Goldberg was still laid out, and it was like, yo, why is Goldberg staying out? And then he had still played on his abs. He had to still play his abs.
That was in Canada too. The crowd was crazy for that.
They made a toy out of it, like an action figure.
Yeah.
With the still play there.
Moment.
But that was crazy, man.
I remember Jeff Jarrett having the title too while he was in NWO.
Oh, don't remind me. Yeah, he did. Slap nuts.
They brought it back. They had a Jeff Jarrett version. It was Jeff Jarrett, Sid Vicious, Nash. Yeah, they had a weird version, towards the end.
Yeah. So that's when. Jeff Jarrett won the vacated title after Sid Vicious broke his leg or broke his January,
Yeah,
February,
that's when his
March.
foot was hanging in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, because Sid held on to that belt for like 3 months. Then after he broke his leg, Jeff Jarrett won the belt, held on to it for like 8 days. Then Diamond Dallas Page beat him on a Monday Night Nitro, and then DDP lost it to David Arquette, and then Jeff Jarrett won it again. On for 8 days, and Ric Flair. This title was flip flopping around, yo. Then Flair held on to the belt for 7 days, and he lost the belt. Then Jeff Jarrett won it a third time, held on to the belt for 3 days just to lose it to Nash. Yo, like a day later, this is terrible, man. They would tear the belt. Then Ric Flair held on the belt. He won the belt March 29th that same day, and he gave the title. No, Kevin Nash gave the title to Flair, just for Jeff Jarrett to beat him that same night on Nitro for the belt. Oh my God, yo. Jeff Jarrett held that belt 4 times and didn't hold it onto that belt for no more than 6 months. That's ridiculous. And Booker T won the belt, I think for the first time. And then he beat Jeff Jarrett for the belt. They were flip-flopping with that belt.
How long did Booker T's first title run go?
Booker T first title one was like 50 days. They said his first title run was 50. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 50 days. That's when he was like acting like the fake Rock. You know, he had the little tiny sideburns. And he had the little haircut like the Rock. And he was trying to dress like
Jeff Jarrett? He lost to Steiner, right? Steiner he lost to, right?
Yeah, Scott Steiner beat him. That's when Scott Steiner was coming out with the pole. It was his equalizer. Smacking and beating him up with the pole. Yeah. But he had in that whole 2000, Scott Steiner had the best title run.
Yeah.
He had the best title run, yo. Because he put Goldberg T out. He put Nash out. He's putting everybody out. And then Booker T came and he beat him on the last night of Nitro. But I think they was going to let Scott Steiner hold on to the belt longer if they didn't go out of business. But he was like,
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, but he had the best run. He definitely had the best run of 2000, man. Everybody else, I was just like, yo, what are they doing? That's how one night Nash had the belt. He wins the belt, comes out with the belt, gives it to Flair. I'm like, what are you doing? And then Flair holds on the belt, loses the belt the same night. It was crazy with that belt, man. It was crazy, yo. I was like, yo, why doesn't anybody want to be champion?
They forgot about Vince Russo winning the belt.
No, I remember that. Yeah, trying to be like Vince McMahon. Oh my God, Vince Russo. People blame Hogan, but it was Vince Russo who's the worst thing that ever happened because Eric Bischoff was trying to fix the problem with the NWO, and they fired him. And he was like, because ratings was going up, and then what happened was when ratings started to decline a little bit, and it wasn't like really that bad. It wasn't like a small margin. It was like maybe like a million to 2 million people stopped watching less. And then they was just like, yo, all right, we're going to what's going on with NWO. Things getting out of hand. So Vince was like, I know Eric Bischoff was like, yo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of these members, keep it small, and we're going to run this storyline like da-da-da-da-da-da. We're going to build new superstars. And they was like, no, we already got somebody to take your place. And they just fired Bischoff. They didn't let Bischoff fix it because Bischoff had a plan to fix it. And they just fired him. And I'm like, yo, how you gonna fire the guy that was giving y'all the ratings and brought the company up? And then they fired him, brought Vince Russo in, and this idiot oh my God, Vince Russo was the worst thing that ever happened to that company, man. Because when he ran the company, like the title was flip-flopping every night. I'm like, yo, bro, like, yo, the dude's holding the belt for like one day, and you got David Arquette was champion because of Vince Russo.
That's a fact.
That was not Hogan's fault. I'm like, yo.
That's a fact. Once they did that David Arquette angle, I said, yo, I'm done with this. I couldn't keep up.
I couldn't keep up
Every
either.
Monday you had to watch it. Every Monday you watch, you're like, damn, I wonder who's gonna be world champion tonight.
Word. It's like, yo, I was like when Nash got the belt, I was like, yeah, Nash got the belt. And then like the next day later, Nash lose the belt. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, why did he lose the belt? Like, I'm thinking this guy's gonna hold on to this belt for like 2-3 weeks. I mean, I'm sorry, like 2, 3, like 4 or 5 months or something like that, get a long title run. And then they just like flip flopping. But then WWE started doing the same thing. They after a while, WWE started doing this. They were flip flopping with the title, and then eventually they kind of was just like, all right, we need to slow down. And they started giving, like it was in 2000, they did the same thing. They did it with The Rock and Mankind. They were flip flopping with the title, and then eventually down with Triple H because Triple H had that 120-day title reign in '99.
Yep.
After he beat Big Show for the title, and then he lost it at Backlash. The Rock held the belt for a month. Then Triple H took the belt back. Then Triple H held the belt. I'm sorry. Then The Rock held the belt for like 4.5 months. He lost it to Angle. Angle held on to the belt for like 6 months, and then Angle dropped the belt back to The Rock. The Rock held it for a month, lost it to Austin at WrestleMania, and then Austin held on to the belt for like maybe 5, 6, 7 months. That's when the belt started slow. That's when they started slowing down. Like, it's enough of this flip and foolishness. But that '99 era, same. They were doing the same thing, flip flopping with the title. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Rock had it. Mankind had it. Rock had it. Mankind. Then Triple H 1 month. Then back to Austin and back to. I was like, yo, come on. But yeah. Anyway, fellas, I gotta bounce, man. It's 1 o'clock.
What?
It's late. It was 1:45. Oh shit, I gotta go to bed, man. It's like 1:45.
Hey, sorry, check the chat real quick.
Yo, Jay, wake up, man. What are you doing, man? Jay came in like that. I think Jay went to sleep. Jay, wake up, man. You can't be going to sleep while you live. He gonna be like, I was asleep, yo. I'm like,
no, he definitely asleep. I just called him.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, I know he's asleep, man. What the heck? My cat leaned. I can't type in it, man. This is crazy. I'm checking my phone. Nah. Oh my god. Nah, yo. I can't because matter of fact, hold on a second.
You might have to take.
Yeah, let me try. My cat turned off my keyboard, man. Yeah, this is crazy. This daggone cat.
Let me see if I can wake him up again.
Terrible. Jay, turn off the mic because we heard that you fell asleep while you live. It's very unprofessional. Jay. Don't tell me he went back to sleep.
Nah, he up. We just got to do the outro.
All right.
So this has been an eventful wrestling talks and thoughts. It definitely didn't end the way it was supposed to end because Jay
went to sleep.
Jay went to sleep. This one's for the books. But it's your boy, Keys. It's the ones, definitely not the twos.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Saheem the Dream.
And on your man, the big bad hooter story.
The big bad booty daddy.
And Jay McMahon is up there in the corner. We out.
Peace.
Facts. Peace.